Think you don't have enough time to study Swahili? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do right away to make sure that you're not using as too much time in studying your language. Hi, my name is Karen Stringer, and I coach busy Swahili learners just like you on strategies of achieving Swahili fluency, all while spending minimal time. Okay, so I don't know if you have, when you have been learning this language, you feel like you need to spend hours and hours on the internet doing whatever it is that you're trying to do, and then you still find yourself not making a lot of progress. In this video, if you stick with me, I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do right now to ensure that you are making efficient use of your time and still seeing the progress that you need. Because after all, it's not the studying, we just want to be able to talk, okay? So the 3 things I'm going to be talking about is 1, plan; 2, use idle time; and 3, make practical application of your language. So what exactly do I mean by planning? So planning involves sitting down and actually writing out what your goal for each study session is going to be. And I know if there's a lot of friction between you and actually studying, you will not get it done. So try to make things as easy as possible for you. Have a plan for each month. Say, this month, I want to be able to achieve this particular goal. For instance, in Swahili, I want to be able to learn how to work with the present and past tense. And therefore, everything that you do concerning your language should be specifically around that. The reason why we are doing that is because, first of all, you'll be able to gauge your progress. And then 2, you'll actually be able to consistently build on what you're learning. And then you're simply not wasting time moving from place to place. That means when you sit down, having chosen the material that you're going to be using, then you know exactly what to do. And you actually just need less than 20 minutes of active study. Sometimes when I say you need 20 minutes, people say, oh, no, that's not enough. But to learn new content, you simply need 20 minutes of active study. And then you can move to point number 2. So point number 2 is use idle time. So maybe you're sitting at a doctor's office and you have like, say, 30, 40 minutes, you're just sitting there. Instead of just sitting there, or instead of learning new material, if you haven't mastered what you're working on, this is the time to review. This is the time to make your own sentences. And if you have the LSN app, this is the time to pull it out and actually start doing or practicing what it is that you have been learning, okay? But if you don't have a plan, you don't know what you're working on, it's going to be really hard for you to use the idle time. And then number 3, and this is very important, is to always look for an opportunity to make practical application for what you're learning. It's fine and dandy that you know how to work with the present tense and you know how to work with the past tense. But if you don't take what you have learned and use it in your day-to-day life, it's going to be absolutely useless. So during the day, this is when your language actually comes into play. For instance, you might know this, you might not know this, I am learning Spanish. So after I do my active study during my morning time, then I look for opportunities during the day to use those things. So let's say I was working on my present tense. I will find opportunities. I will learn the necessary vocabulary that will allow me to practice it during the day. So we're not talking about random sitting there trying to memorize things. We're talking about looking for opportunities to actually make use of the language. So all of these actually hinge on you having a plan. You cannot succeed to learning a language if you haven't sat down and decided what exactly your goal is. I mean, of course, unless you're in East Africa, then immersion is inevitable. But if you're learning in a non-immersive setting, it's very important that you are deliberate when it comes to learning a language. So 1, plan what you're working on. Choose a specific topic, choose a specific concept that you want to learn. And then 2, use your idle time during the day to reinforce those concepts. And then 3, look for opportunities throughout the day to make practical application. So instead of sitting there and studying for 2 hours actively, which you're not going to remember, use shorter times to study and then use the rest of your day to make practical applications. So I hope you find these tips useful. And of course, if you need extra help, LSN is here for you. Just go ahead, download the app from link in the bio, and you will be able to start learning right away.